Reveal all about Mary J. Blige. Mary Jane Blige, born January 11, 1971, is an American singer, songwriter, and actress. In the 1990s, Blige spent 6 years in a relationship with singer Cedric Casey Haley of the R&B group Jodeci. During a 1995 interview on the UK television show The Word, Blige confirmed the two were engaged. Haley denied that they were going to get married. Their turbulent relationship inspired Blige's album My Life. Following her breakup with Haley, Blige briefly dated rapper Nas. Blige married her manager, Martin Kendo Isaacs, on December 7, 2003. At the time, Isaacs had 2 children, Nas and Jordan, with his first wife, and an older daughter, Brianna, from a teenage relationship. In July 2016, Blige filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. Blige and Isaacs' divorce was finalized on June 21, 2018. Blige is a Democrat and performed for Barack Obama at the 2012 Democratic National Convention. Blige has dealt with drug and alcohol addiction, and as of 2019, she had been sober for several years. Blige is a close friend to fashion stylists June Ambrose and Misa Hilton, as well as Missy Elliott, Taraji P. Henson, Simone Smith, wife of rapper LL Cool J, and former radio personality Angie Martinez, whose son, Nico Ruffin, is also Blige's godson. She has an older sister, LaTanya Blige DaCosta, a younger half-brother, Bruce Miller, and a younger half-sister, Jonquel, both from a relationship Blige's mother had with another man after divorcing her first husband. She spent her early childhood in Richmond Hill, Georgia, where she sang in a Pentecostal church. She and her family later moved back to New York and resided in the Schlabem housing projects, located in Yonkers. The family subsisted on her mother's earnings as a nurse after her father left the family in the mid-1970s. Her father was a Vietnam War veteran who suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder and alcoholism. At age 5, she was molested by a family friend. As a teenager, she endured years of sexual harassment from her peers. She would eventually turn to alcohol, drugs, and promiscuous sex to try and numb the pain. Blige dropped out of high school in her junior year. She was influenced by the music of Aretha Franklin, Chaka Khan, and Gladys Knight. Pursuing a musical career, Blige spent a short time in a Yonkers band named Pride with band drummer Eddie D'April. In early 1988, she recorded an impromptu cover of Anita Baker's Caught Up in the Rapture at a recording booth in the Galleria Mall in White Plains, New York. Her mother's boyfriend at the time later played the cassette for Jeff Redd, a recording artist and A&R runner for Uptown Records. Redd sent it to the president and CEO of the label, Andre Harrell. Harrell met with Blige, and in 1989 she was signed to the label as a backup vocalist for artists such as Father MC, becoming the company's youngest and first women artist. 1992 to 1996, What's the 411? And My Life. After being signed to Uptown, Blige began working with record producer Sean Combs, also known as Puff Daddy. He became the executive producer and produced a majority of her first album. The title, What's the 411? Was an indication by Blige of being the real deal. What's the 411? Nevertheless established Blige as a dynamic storyteller whose performances of love narrative drew upon both her musical influences and her lived experiences as a hip-hop generation woman. The music was described as revelatory on a frequent basis. Blige was noted for having a tough girl persona and streetwise lyrics. On July 28, 1992, Uptown/MCA Records released What's the 411 to positive reviews from critics. What's the 411? Peaked at number 6 on the Billboard 200 and topped the top R&B/hip hop albums chart. It also peaked at number 53 on the UK albums chart. It was certified 3 times platinum by the RIA. According to Entertainment Weekly's Dave DiMartino, with the record's commercial success and Blige's powerful, soulful voice and hip-hop attitude, she solidly connected with an audience that has never seen a woman do New Jack Swing but loves it just the same. According to Dave McAleer, Blige became the most successful new female R&B artist of 1992 in the United States. What's the 411? Earned her 2 Soul Train Music Awards in 1993, Best New R&B Artist and Best R&B Album. Female. It was also voted the year's 30th Best Album in the PAS and Japan Annual Poll of American Critics Nationwide, published by The Village Voice. By August 2010, the album had sold 3,318,000 copies in the U.S. What's the 411? has since been viewed by critics as one of the 1990s most important records. BLYZHE's combination of vocals over a hip-hop beat proved influential in contemporary R&B. With the album, she was dubbed the reigning queen of hip-hop soul. The album's success spun off What's the 411? Remix, a remix album released in December that was used to extend the life of the What's the 411? Singles on the radio into 1994, as Blige recorded her follow-up album. Following the success of her debut album and a remix version in 1993, Blige went into the recording studio in the winter of 1993 to record her second album, My Life. The album was a breakthrough for Blige, who at this point was in a clinical depression, battling both drugs and alcohol, as well as being in an abusive relationship with Casey Haley. On November 29, 1994, Uptown/MCA released My Life to positive reviews. The album peaked at number 7 on the U.S. Billboard 200 and number 1 of the top R&B/hip-hop albums chart for selling 481,000 copies in its first week and remaining atop the top R&B/hip-hop albums chart for an unprecedented 8 weeks. It ultimately spent 46 weeks on the Billboard 200 and 84 weeks on the R&B/hip-hop albums chart. In 2002, My Life was ranked number 57 on Blender's list of the 100 greatest American albums of all time. The following year, Rolling Stone placed it at number 279 on their 500 greatest albums of all time, and in 2006, the record was included in Time's 100 greatest albums of all time list. Blige involved herself in several outside projects, recording a cover of Aretha Franklin's You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman for the soundtrack to the Fox series New York Undercover, and Every Day It Rains, co-written by R&B singer Faith Evans, for the soundtrack to the hip-hop documentary, The Show. Later in the year, she recorded the Babyface penned and produced Not Gonna Cry for the soundtrack to the motion picture Waiting to Exhale. The platinum-selling single rose to number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 1 on the Hot R&B/hip-hop songs in early 1996. Blige gained her first 2 Grammy nominations and won the 1996 Best Rap Performance by a Duo or Group for her collaboration with Method Man on I'll Be There For You / You're All I Need to Get By. Shortly after, Blige was featured on Jay-Z's breakthrough single, Can't Knock the Hustle, from his debut Reasonable Doubt, 1996, and with Ghostface Killah on All That I Got Is You from his debut, Iron Man, which was also released that year. In addition, Blige co-wrote 4 songs, provided background vocals and was featured prominently on 2 singles with fellow R&B singer Case on his self-titled debut album, 1996, including the U.S. Top 20 hit, Touch Me, Tease Me, which also featured then up-and-coming rapper Foxy Brown. What's the 411? Highlights the featuring of woman-centered narratives, although in this album her narratives were regularly policed and told through male MCs. Nonetheless, it marked the start of a transition towards Black women-centered narratives that focused on the daily experiences and troubles of the Black experience through the lens of women rather than necessarily singing about Black trauma. Treva B. Lindsay, in her piece If You Look in My Life, Love, Hip-Hop Soul, and Contemporary African-American Womanhood, highlights the regulating by men saying, although the lyrics on What's the 411? Establish an African-American woman-centered discourse, male artists' words of adoration and longing first introduce listeners to Blige as a hip-hop storyteller. What's the 411, therefore, functions as an African-American woman-centered storytelling space created largely by Black men. 1997 to 2000, Share My World and Mary. Blige in 1998. On April 22, 1997, MCA Records, parent company to Uptown Records, which was in the process of being dismantled, released Blige's third album, Share My World. By then, she and Combs had dissolved their working relationship. In his place were the Trackmasters, who executive produced the project along with Steve Stout. Sharing production duties were producers Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, R. Kelly, Babyface, and Rodney Jerkins. The album was made at a time when Blige was trying to get her life together by trying to overcome drugs and alcohol, as well as the ending of her relationship with Haley. After an encounter with a person who threatened her life the previous year, she tried to quit the unhealthy lifestyle and make more upbeat, happier music. As a result, songs such as Love Is All We Need and Share My World were made. Share My World debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 and spawned 5 hit singles, Love Is All We Need, featuring Nas, I Can Love You, featuring Lil' Kim, Everything, Missing You, UK Only, and 7 Days, featuring George Benson. In February 1997, Blige performed her hit at the time, Not Gone Cry, at the 1997 Grammy Awards, which gained her a third Grammy Award nomination, her first for Best Female R&B Vocal Performance, as Blige was recording the follow-up to My Life. In early 1998, Blige won an American Music Award for Favorite Soul/R&B Album. That summer, she embarked on the Share My World Tour, which resulted in a gold-certified live album released later that year, simply titled The Tour. The album spawned one single, Misty Blue. On August 17, 1999, Blige's fourth album, titled Mary, was released. It marked a departure from her more familiar hip-hop-oriented sound. This set featured a more earthy, whimsical, and adult contemporary-tinged collection of songs, reminiscent of the 1970s to early 1980s soul. She also appeared on In Concert, a benefit for the Crossroads Center at Antigua with Eric Clapton in 1999. On December 14, 1999, the album was re-released as a double-disc set. The second disc was enhanced with the music videos for the singles All That I Can Say and Deep Inside and included two bonus tracks, Sincerity, featuring Nas, Andy Hogan and DMX, and Confrontation, a collaboration with hip-hop duo Funkmaster Flex and Big Cap originally from their 1999 album The Tunnel. The Mary album was critically praised, becoming her most nominated release to date, and was certified double platinum. It was not as commercially successful as Blige's prior releases, though all of the singles, All That I Can Say, Deep Inside, Your Child, and Give Me You performed considerably on the radio. In the meantime, MCA used the album to expand Blige's demographic into the nightclub market, as club-friendly dance remixes of the Mary singles were released. The club remix of Your Child peaked at number 1 on the Billboard's Hot Dance Club Play chart in October 2000. In 2001, a Japan-only compilation, BLYZHE, was released. The album featured covers of Stevie Wonder's Overjoyed and previous recordings of Aretha Franklin's You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman and Dorothy Moore's Misty Blue. In 1999, George Michael and Mary J Blige covered the song as written by Stevie Wonder, and worldwide outside of the United States, it was the second single from George Michael's greatest hits album Ladies and Gentlemen, The Best of George Michael. It became a top 10 UK pop hit, reaching number 4 on the chart. It was not released on the US version of the Greatest Hits collection or as a single in the US. Michaels cited Blige's record company president for pulling the track in America after Michael's arrest for committing a lewd act. In January 2001, Blige performed as a special guest in the Super Bowl 35 halftime show. 2001 to 2004, No More Drama and Love and Life. Blige in Hamburg, Germany, 2000. On August 28, 2001, MCA released Blige's fifth studio album, No More Drama. The album's first single, Family Affair, produced by Dr. Dre, became her first and only number 1 single on the Billboard Hot 100, where it remained for 6 consecutive weeks. It was followed by 2 further hit singles, the European-only single Dance For Me featuring Common with samples from The Bed's Too Big Without You by The Police, and the Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis-produced title track, originally recorded for the Mary album, which sampled Nadia's theme, the piano-driven theme song to the daytime drama The Young and the Restless. Though the album sold nearly 2 million copies in the US, MCA was underwhelmed by its sales, and subsequently repackaged and re-released the album on January 29, 2002. The No More Drama re-release featured a new album cover, deleted 3 of the songs from the original track listing, while adding 2 brand new songs, one of which was the 4th single and top 20 Hot 100 hit Rainy Daisy, featuring Ja Rule, plus 2 remixes, one of the title track, serviced by Sean Combs/Puff Daddy, and the single version of Dance For Me featuring Common. Blige won a Grammy for Best Female R&B Vocal Performance for the song He Think I Don't Know. In April 2002, Blige performed with Shakira with the song Love Is a Battlefield on VH1 Divas show Live in Las Vegas. She also performed No More Drama and Rainy Daisy as a duet with the returning Whitney Houston. On July 22, 2002, MCA released Dance For Me, a collection of club remixes of some of her past top hits, including the Junior Vasquez remix of Your Child and the Thunderpuss mix of No More Drama. This album was released in a limited edition double-pack 12-inch vinyl for DJ-friendly play in nightclubs. On August 26, 2003, Blige's 6th album Love and Life was released on Geffen Records, which had absorbed MCA Records. Blige heavily collaborated with her one-time producer Sean Combs for this set. due to the history between them on What's the 411? And My Life, which is generally regarded as their best work, and BLYZHE having just come off of a successful fifth album, expectations were high for the reunion effort. Despite the album debuting at number 1 on the Billboard 200 and becoming BLYZHE's fourth consecutive UK Top 10 album, Love and Life's lead-off single, the Diddy-produced Love at First Sight, which featured Method Man, barely cracked the top 10 on the Hot R&B/hip-hop songs, while altogether missing the top 20 on the Hot 100, although peaking inside the UK Top 20. The following singles, Ooh, Not Today featuring Eve, Whenever I Say Your Name featuring Sting on the international re-release, and It's a Wrap fared worse. Although the album was certified platinum, it became BLYZHE's lowest selling at the time. Critics and fans alike largely panned the disc, citing a lack of consistency and noticeable ploys to recapture the early BLYZHE/Combs glory. BLYZHE and Combs reportedly struggled and clashed during the making of this album, and again parted ways upon the completion of it. The album became BLYZHE's first album in 6 years to debut at number 1 on the Billboard 200, selling 285,298 copies in the first week. Love and Life received mixed reviews from music critics. AllMusic gave it 4 stars and said the album beamed with joy, and Rolling Stone gave it 3 stars, saying you may not always love BLYZHE's music, but you will feel her. The album was eventually certified platinum by the RIAA for shipping over 1 million copies in the U.S. The album was nominated for the Best Contemporary R&B Album at the 46th Grammy Awards. 2005 to 2006, The Breakthrough and Reflections, a retrospective. BLYZHE performing during the NFL kickoff game in September 2003 in Washington, D.C. Geffen Records released BLYZHE's 7th studio album, The Breakthrough, on December 20, 2005. For the album, BLYZHE collaborated with JUSTIC League, Rodney Jerkins, will.i.am, Brian Michael Cox, Ninth Wonder, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, Raphael Saadiq, Kool and Dre and Vidal. The cover art was photographed by Marcus Klinko and Indrani. It debuted at number 1 on both the Billboard 200 and Top R&B/Hip-Hop Albums charts. Selling 727,000 copies in its first week, it became the biggest first-week sales for an R&B solo female artist in SoundScan history, the 5th largest first-week sales for a female artist, and the 4th largest debut of 2005. The lead-off single, Be Without You, peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100, while peaking at number 1 on the R&B chart for a record-setting 15 consecutive weeks. It remained on the chart for over 16 months. Be Without You found success in the UK, peaking in the lower end of the top 40. It became BLYZHE's longest charting single on the UK singles chart. It is her second longest charting single to date. The album produced 3 more singles, including 2 more top 5 R&B hits, Enough Cryin', which features BLYZHE's alter ego Brooklyn, as whom she appeared on the remix to Busta Rhymes' Touch It in 2006, and Take Me As I Am, which samples Lonnie Liston Smith's A Garden of Peace. BLYZHE's duet with U2 on the cover of their 1992 hit, One gave BLYZHE her biggest hit to date in the UK, peaking at number 2 on the UK singles chart, eventually being certified one of the 40 highest-selling singles of 2006. It was her longest-charting UK single. The success of The Breakthrough won BLYZHE 9 Billboard Music Awards, 2 American Music Awards, 2 BET Awards, 2 NAACP Image Awards, and a Soul Train Award. She received 8 Grammy Award nominations at the 2007 Grammy Awards, the most of any artist that year. Be Without You was nominated for both Record of the Year and Song of the Year. BLYZHE won 3, Best Female R&B Vocal Performance, Best R&B Song, both for Be Without You, and Best R&B Album for The Breakthrough. BLYZHE completed a season sweep of the Big 3 major music awards, having won 2 American Music Awards in November 2006 and 9 Billboard Music Awards in December 2006. In December 2006, a compilation called Reflections, a retrospective, was released. It contained many of BLYZHE's greatest hits and 4 new songs, including the worldwide lead single We Ride, I See the Future. In the UK, however, MJB to MVP, which appeared in a different, shorter form on The Breakthrough, was released as the lead single from the collection. The album peaked at number 9 in the US, selling over 170,000 copies in its first week, while reaching number 40 in the UK in 2006. BLYZHE recorded a duet with rapper Ludacris, Runaway Love, which is the 3rd single on his 5th album, Release Therapy. It reached the top 5 on the Billboard Hot 100 and the R&B chart. Blige was featured with Aretha Franklin and the Harlem Boys Choir on the soundtrack to the 2006 motion picture Bobby, on the lead track Never Gonna Break My Faith written by Bryan Adams. The song was nominated for a Golden Globe and won the Grammy Award for Best Gospel Performance at the 50th Annual Grammy Awards. 2007 to 2008, Growing Pains. Blige performing in July 2007. Blige's 8th studio album, Growing Pains, was released on December 18, 2007, debuting at number 2 on the Billboard 200 and at number 1 on the top R&B/hip-hop albums chart. It sold 629,000 copies in its first week, marking the third time since Nielsen SoundScan began collecting data in 1991 that two albums sold more than 600,000 copies in a week in the United States. In its second week, the album climbed to number 1, making it Blige's fourth number 1 album. The lead single, Just Fine, peaked at number 22 on the Billboard Hot 100 and at number 3 on the Hot R&B/hip-hop songs chart. Just Fine was nominated for the Grammy Award for Best Female R&B Vocal Performance, and Blige won Best R&B Performance by a Duo or Group with vocals for the Chaka Khan duet Disrespectful, featured on Khan's album Funk This, which Blige wrote. Growing Pains was not released in the UK until February 2008, where it became Blige's 5th top 10 and 3rd highest charting album. Just Fine returned Blige to the UK singles chart top 20 after her previous two singles failed to chart highly. Subsequent singles from Growing Pains include Work That, which accompanied Blige in an iTunes commercial, and Stay Down. Blige was featured on 50 Cent's 2007 album, Curtis, in the song All of Me. In March 2008, she toured with Jay-Z on the Heart of the City tour. Together, they released a song called You're Welcome. In the same period, cable network BET aired a special on Blige titled The Evolution of Mary J Blige, which showcased her career. Celebrities such as Method Man and Ashanti gave their opinions about Blige and her music. Blige is featured on singles by Big Boy and Music Soul Child. Growing Pains was nominated for and won the Grammy Award for Best Contemporary R&B Album at the 51st Grammy Awards held on February 8, 2009, earning Blige her 27th Grammy nomination in a mere decade. Blige went on the Growing Pains European Tour, her first tour there in 2 years. A tour of Australia and New Zealand was scheduled for June but was postponed due to weariness from an overwhelming tour schedule and then eventually cancelled entirely. On August 7, 2008, it was revealed Blige faced a $2 million federal suit claiming nephew wrote the music for the song Work That, but was owned by Dream Family Entertainment. The filing claims that Dream Family never gave rights to use the song to Blige, Feimster or Geffen Records. Rights to the lyrics of the song used in an iPod commercial are not in question. 2009 to 2010, Stronger with Each Tear. Blige returned to performing in January 2009 by performing the song Lean on Me at the Presidential Inauguration Committee's We Are One, the Obama inaugural celebration at the Lincoln Memorial. Blige also performed her hit 2007 single, Just Fine, with a new intro at the neighborhood inaugural ball after Barack Obama was sworn in on January 20, 2009. Blige appeared as a marquee performer on the annual Christmas in Washington television special. Blige performing at Bumbershoot in September 2010. Blige's 9th studio album, Stronger with Each Tear, was released on December 21, 2009, debuting at number 2 on the Billboard 200 and at number 1 on the top R&B/hip-hop albums chart, selling 332,000 units in its first week of release. It became her 5th album not to take the top spot in the United States. Blige recorded Stronger as the lead single from the soundtrack to the basketball documentary More Than a Game in August 2009. The second single from Stronger with Each Tear, I Am, was released in December 2009 and reached number 55 on the Hot 100. The third international single from the album, Each Tear, was remixed with different featured artists from different countries, then being released in February 2010. The single failed to chart anywhere except in the UK where it reached number 183 and in Italy where it reached number 1. The album's third US single, We Got Hood Love featuring Trey Songz, was released in March 2010 and reached number TW25 on the Hot R&B/Hip Hop Singles Chart, though it failed to reach the Hot 100.1 of BLYZHE's representatives reported to Us Weekly magazine that a tour in support of Stronger with each tier would begin in the fall of 2010. In March 2010, BLYZHE released Stronger with each tier in the United Kingdom, as well as in the European markets. The album performed modestly in the United Kingdom, debuting at number 33 on the UK Albums Chart and at number 4 on the UK R&B chart. It reached the top 100 in other countries. BLYZHE was honored at the 2009 BET Honors Ceremony and was paid tribute by Anita Baker and Monica. On November 4, 2009, BLYZHE sang the Star-Spangled Banner at Yankee Stadium before the New York Yankees and Philadelphia Phillies played the last game, Game 6, of the World Series. BLYZHE performed 2 songs from her 9th album as well as her previous hits, No More Drama and Be Without You, along with the song Color, which was featured on the Precious soundtrack. BLYZHE appeared as a guest judge on the 9th season of American Idol on January 13, 2010. On January 23, BLYZHE released a track titled Hard Times Come Again No More with the Roots, performing it at the Hope for Haiti Now telethon. BLYZHE also performed on BET's SOS Help for Haiti, singing Gonna Make It with Jasmine Sullivan and won. At the 2010 Grammy Awards, BLYZHE performed Bridge Over Troubled Water with Andrea Bocelli. She also took part in February 2010's We Are the World 25 for Haiti, singing the solo originally sung by Tina Turner in the original 1985 We Are the World version. At the 41st NAACP Image Awards on February 26, BLYZHE won Outstanding Female Artist and Outstanding Album for Stronger with each tier. On November 18, 2010, Billboard revealed Mary J Blige as the most successful female R&B/hip hop artist on the top 50 R&B/hip hop artists of the past 25 years list. She came in at number 2 overall. 2011 to 2013, My Life 2. The Journey Continues, Act 1, and A Merry Christmas. BLYZHE on stage at the Ragamuffin Festival in Sydney, Australia in January 2011. In January 2011, Hot 97 premiered BLYZHE's teaser track Someone to Love Me, Naked, featuring vocals by Lil Wayne. In July 2011, BLYZHE released the song The Living Proof as the lead single to the soundtrack of the film The Help. On July 24, VH1 premiered their third Behind the Music that profiled her personal and career life. In August 2011, BLYZHE released her first single off the album, 25/8. BLYZHE's 10th studio album, My Life 2. The Journey Continues, Act 1, was released in November 2011. The album, primarily recorded in Los Angeles and New York City, saw BLYZHE looking toward the future while acknowledging the past. From me to you, my life too. Our journey together continues in this life, the singer explained. It's a gift to be able to relate and identify with my fans at all times. This album is a reflection of the times and lives of people all around me. The album features production by Kanye West and The Underdogs. The second single, Mr. Wrong, featuring Canadian rapper Drake, was the most successful single from the album, peaking at number 10 on Billboard's R&B/hip hop songs chart. The rest of the songs released, including lead single 25/8, achieved only moderate success, peaking within the top 40 on R&B/hip hop songs. The album itself debuted at No. 5 on the Billboard 200, selling 156,000 copies in the first week. It was eventually certified gold in 2012 and has sold 763,000 in the U.S. On February 28, 2012, BLYZHE performed Star-Spangled Banner at the 2012 NBA All-Star Game. BLYZHE appeared as guest mentor on American Idol on March 7, 2012, and performed Why on the results show the following night. On September 23, 2012, BLYZHE was a performer at the iHeartRadio Music Festival at the MGM Grand Las Vegas. BLYZHE was featured on the song Now or Never from Kendrick Lamar's album Good Kid, Mad City, released on October 22, 2012. In early 2013, reports surfaced that BLYZHE was recording a Christmas album. The album, titled A Merry Christmas, was released on October 15, 2013, through Matriarch and Verve Records, her first release with the latter. The album includes collaborations with Barbra Streisand, the Clark Sisters, Mark Anthony, and Jessie J. In early December, A Merry Christmas became BLYZHE's 12th top 10 album after it rose to number 10 in its 8-week On October 23, 2013, Blige sang the national anthem before Game 1 of the 2013 World Series. 2014 to 2019, The London Sessions and Strength of a Woman. On February 5, 2014, a remix of Disclosure's F for You featuring guest vocals from Mary was released. Blige performing State Dinner for President François Hollande of France, 2014. In May 2014, Blige was featured on Mariah Carey's song It's a Wrap as part of Carey's deluxe edition of her 2014 album Me. I Am Mariah. The elusive chanteuse It was announced May 30, 2014, that Think Like a Man 2, music from and inspired by the film, released June 17 on Epic Records, would introduce new songs by Mary J Blige, including the single Suitcase. Blige recorded a collection of music from and inspired by the film. In the United States, Think Like a Man 2 debuted at number 30 on the Billboard 200, with 8,688 copies sold in its first week, becoming the lowest sales debut of any of her studio albums. On Billboard's R&B/hip hop chart, the soundtrack album charted at number 6, marking Blige's 16th top 10 entry on the chart, tying her with Mariah Carey for the second most top 10s by a women artist. June 2, 2014, saw Blige pairing up with another English musician with the release of a reworked version of Sam Smith's Stay With Me. A live visual to the song was released on the same day. Following her concert date at the Essence Festival on July 9, 2014, it was announced Blige would move to London to experiment with a new sound for her new album. Blige spent a month in London recording her album in RAK Studios with a host of young British acts, including Disclosure, Naughty Boy, Emily Sandé and Sam Smith. 10 new songs, co-written and recorded by the singer, were released on November 24, 2014, on an album titled The London Sessions. That same month, she announced that she left Geffen and Interscope and signed with Capitol Records. In August 2016, Blige was recruited to perform the new theme song for the ABC daytime talk show The View for its 20th season titled World's Gone Crazy, written by Diane Warren. A music video was also shot for the new theme song with co-hosts Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, Candace Cameron Bure, Raven Simone, Paula Ferris, Sarah Haynes, Sunny Hostin and Jedediah Bila. Blige also appeared on The View alongside Maxwell during its premiere week on September 9, 2016, to discuss their joint tour and theme song. On September 30, 2016, Blige premiered a new show, The 411, on Apple Music. On its debut episode, she interviewed Hillary Clinton. A trailer was released online with Blige singing a cover of Bruce Springsteen's American Skin to a bewildered Clinton. The exchange received mixed and negative reaction on social media. 2 weeks later, a studio version, this time featuring a verse from American rapper Kendrick Lamar, was released online. In October 2016, following her highly publicized divorce from Ken Duisix, Blige released 2 songs, Thick of It and You Plus Me, Love Lesson. Her 13th studio album, Strength of a Woman, was released on April 28, 2017. It peaked at number 3 on the Billboard 200, number 2 on the top R&B/hip hop albums chart, and topped the R&B albums chart. On July 12, 2018, Blige released the single Only Love on Republic Records, following her exit from Capitol Records. On April 16, 2019, Blige announced that she is co-headlining a North American summer tour with Nas titled The Royalty Tour. On May 8, Blige released the single Thriving featuring Nas. During an interview with Ebro Darden on Beats One for the premiere of Thriving, Blige announced that her next studio album would be released before July. On June 23, at the 2019 BET Awards, she was honored with the Lifetime Achievement Award for her extraordinary contributions to the music industry. 2021, present, the Super Bowl, Good Morning Gorgeous and Endeavors with Dr. Dre. In June 2021, Blige celebrated the 25th anniversary of her album My Life with the release of the Amazon Studios documentary Mary J Blige's My Life, directed by Vanessa Roth. In December 2021, it was announced that Blige had formed her own label, Mary Jane Productions, in conjunction with 300 Entertainment. Along with the news came the release of 2 new singles, Good Morning Gorgeous and Amazing featuring DJ Khaled. In January 2022, Blige released Rent Money featuring Dave East. The songs appear on Blige's 14th studio album, also titled Good Morning Gorgeous, which was released on February 11, 2022. On February 13, 2022, Blige performed at the Super Bowl 56 halftime show alongside fellow American rappers Dr. Dre, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, and Anderson .Paak. Days later, on February 17, Blige said on the radio show The Breakfast Club that she is working on an album entirely produced by Dr. Dre. On March 7, Blige and Pepsi announced the inaugural Strength of a Woman Festival and Summit, a 3-day festival in Atlanta, in partnership with Live Nation Urban. In May 2022. Blige was listed as one of the 100 most influential people in the world by Time. In September 2022, she was awarded the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Variety Special, Live, for Super Bowl 56 halftime show. In February 2023, Mariah Carey released an EP of her song It's a Wrap, which featured Mary's remix of the track. In October 2023, Blige released a deluxe version of A Merry Christmas, which saw 4 additional tracks. On October 27, 2023, Blige released the single Still Believe in Love, which features rapper Vado. Acting career 1998 to 2016, early works. In 1998, Blige made her acting debut on the sitcom The Jamie Foxx Show, playing the apparently Southern Ola Mae, a preacher's daughter who wanted to sing more than gospel music. Her father was portrayed by Ronald Isley of the Isley Brothers. In 2001, Blige starred opposite rapper Q-Tip in the independent film Prison Song. That same year, Blige made a cameo on the Lifetime Network series Strong Medicine, playing the role of Simone Fellows, the lead singer of a band who was sick but would not seek treatment. In 2000, Blige was featured in a superhero web cartoon in conjunction with Stan Lee. Blige used the cartoon as part of her performance while on her 2000 Mary Show tour. In 2004, Blige starred in an off-Broadway play, The Exonerated, which chronicled the experiences of death row inmates. Blige portrayed Sunny Jacobs, a woman who spent 20 years in prison for a crime she did not commit. In late 2005, it was reported that Blige landed the starring role in the upcoming MTV Films biopic on American singer-pianist and civil rights activist, Nina Simone. By the spring of 2010, Blige was slated to star as Simone with British actor David Oyelowo portraying her manager Clifton Henderson. Blige later dropped out of the role due to financial issues, and the role was subsequently recast with actress Zoe Saldana as Simone and Nina, released in 2016. In February 2007, Blige guest-starred on Ghost Whisperer, in the episode Mean Ghost, as the character Jackie Boyd, the school's cheerleader coach grieving for the death of her brother and affected by the ghost of a dead cheerleader. The episode features many of Blige's songs. In August 2007, Blige was a guest star on Entourage, in the role of herself, as a client of Ari Gold's agency. In October 2007, Blige was also a guest star on America's Next Top Model as a creative director for a photoshoot by Matthew Ralston. In May 2009, Mary made a guest appearance on 30 Rock as an artist recording a benefit song for a kidney. Blige also had a supporting role in Tyler Perry's movie I Can Do Bad All By Myself, which was released in September 2009. Blige starred alongside Tom Cruise, Julianne Hough, and Alec Baldwin in the 2012 film adaptation of the 1980s jukebox musical Rock of Ages. Blige played Justice Charlier, the owner of a Sunset Strip gentlemen's club. Production began in May 2011 and the film was released in June 2012. Blige starred in the Lifetime movie Betty and Coretta alongside Angela Bassett, Malik Yoba, and Lindsay Owen Pierre. She played Dr. Betty Shabazz, the widow of Malcolm X. The film premiered in February 2013. In December 2015, she portrayed Eveline, the Wicked Witch of the West, in NBC's The Wiz Live. In October 2016, Blige guest starred on ABC legal drama How to Get Away with Murder as an old acquaintance of Annalise Keating played by Viola Davis. 2017-present. In 2017, Blige starred in the period drama film Mudbound, directed by Dee Rees. Playing Florence Jackson, the matriarch of her family, she received praise such as Variety's review, Mary J Blige, as the mother of the Jackson family, gives a transformative performance that will elevate the acting career of the R&B. For her performance in Mudbound, Blige was nominated for the Golden Globe Award for Best Supporting Actress, the Critics' Choice Movie Award for Best Supporting Actress, the Screen Actors Guild Award for Outstanding Performance by a Female Actor in a Supporting Role, and the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. As she was also nominated for the Academy Award for Best Original Song, with Tora Stinson and Raphael Saadiq, she became the first person nominated for an Academy Award for acting an original song in the same year, 112. Her nomination also made Dee Rees the first black woman to direct a film for which an actor was nominated for an Academy Award. Blige voiced Irene Adler in the 2018 animated film Sherlock Gnomes, and in 2020 voiced Queen Essence in the animated musical film Trolls World Tour. In 2018, it was announced that Blige was cast as Sherry Elliott in Scream: Resurrection, the third season of the slasher television series Scream. The season premiered on VH1 on July 8, 2019. In 2019, Blige starred in the role of Cha-Cha, a main antagonist in the Netflix superhero series The Umbrella Academy. In 2020, Blige played a leading role in the horror film Body Cam. She also starred in the independent drama film Pink Skies Ahead. Blige currently stars as Monet Stewart Tejada in Power Book 2, Ghost, the first spin-off for the highly rated Starz cable drama Power, which premiered in September 2020. Blige played singer Dinah Washington in the biographical drama film Respect about life and career of Aretha Franklin. The film was released theatrically on August 13, 2021. In 2023, Blige was cast in the drama film Rob Peace, a film adaptation of the short and tragic life of Robert Peace written and directed by Chiwetel Ejiofor.